Hello, Rachel here. Welcome to my SlowTV Stitchery. Well, good morning everybody. I'm trying a different angle for you today. It may work very badly because I'm right-handed. So we'll just see what happens, shall we? And while you'd think it was close enough that I would be able to check what I'm doing, in actual fact, I can't. I'm actually very pleased with how this border is turning out. It's slightly wonky and somehow that's actually making it better. And while I have never liked machine-made perfection, I'm a little surprised to find that this degree of imperfection is quite as pleasing as it's turning out to be. Because the Egyptians weren't slapdash, and they were capable artisans who knew about using templates and molds and other equipment to make sure that they got evenness and regularity where they wanted it. But in this case, I'm not creating a tomb to keep the pharaoh alive for all eternity. I'm creating a homage to the men and women who did that, and that's a very different matter, and it makes very different demands. One of them, I think, is not to do as well as they did. So I'm experimenting with different camera angles to see whether I can give you better sense of the view I have, or of the piece as it is in progress. And it's complicated by the fact that naturally I'm improvising. This is something that only occurred to me to experiment with when I found myself doing Ornue in lockdown. So I don't have a huge variety of equipment to play with. However, I'm at least having a play. I think probably I was going to say the ideal would be for you to have the camera set above my head, overhead, but of course as I lean over to see what I'm doing, I would obscure your view then as well. How on earth do people demonstrate stitches at all accurately? How on earth can they see what they're doing? Try it sometime. I think that puts another stitch there. It's a blessing I've turned out more or less ambidextrous when I'm working in a frame. It's not quite true. I'm not quite ambidextrous, but I am quite comfortable switching which hand's on top, which I never expected to be because I am very strongly right-handed. However, I am pleased with how this is coming together. And I'm not certain I'm going, after all that panic and buying 3 different colours of silk to outline the piece, I'm not entirely sure it's going to be needed. I've been looking on and off at how the girls are coming together, and they're not by any means as visually confusing as I expected them to be, or as I thought they were. I'm not quite sure how I've managed that. And I may change my mind, of course, when it's finished and look at it and think, oh no, that'll never do. But if I'm honest, it's the evolution of a design that I enjoy. That and the actual stitching. Once it's completed, I lose interest, a bit like a cat. Or a mathematician. I was at an event some years ago in honour of my husband's PhD supervisor. So it was full of pure mathematicians, and one of my husband's PhD siblings, knowing I wasn't a mathematician, asked me whether I was being reasonably well treated or just ignored. And I was being very well treated, but one had to be aware that mathematicians are a little like cats, at least that population of mathematicians. They can be very sociable creatures, but if they feel that they're getting no more out of a conversation, they're just as likely to wander off without so much as a goodbye. And this didn't upset me at all. I told Reinhardt I'd decided to find it charming, which was a little sharper than I intended it to be, because I really did find it quite entertaining. But possibly, at least partly, because I'm a little that way inclined myself. A very well socialised cat, perhaps. Yeah. There is a slight hitch with the light as it is, in that I can't really see the skin colour against the gold, even though I know it's showing up very nicely. And how I'm going to complete this section, what light I need to make sure I can do what I need to do, I'm not at all sure. It may be magnifier and work light, in which case I won't be able to film it. So at some point you will come back and find that I'm not complaining about this section and how I'm not sure what I've stitched and what I haven't, because I will know. So I'm using the full thread here, the 18 filaments together. 16, sorry. And I've started on what may well be the second or third row of Nefertiti's dress, because it's simply easier to put the rest of it in place when I have reference points, and the couple of stitches that would be the beginning of the knee don't make very good reference points for themselves. So here we go. That might do. I may come back when it's finished and put another couple of stitches somewhere, but for now I think I'm content. That's all for this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed following along. Happy stitching!